No, Jersey.
Like
You're
No, like
Where's
Guernsey.
Jersey?
You know Guernsey? It's like
No.
Why did you say it like that? So they're like a little. No, I haven't been there
You're gonna be
either.
able to explain it.
No.
I don't think I'm gonna know. I don't go
it's the
anywhere.
plane ride, right? It's a plane ride,
It
Jess?
is, yeah, because
Right.
it's like its own
Yeah.
private.
Been there.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of, but
She's been somewhere on a plane, but in this country.
I
Don't know where.
I don't
She used
know.
to go on a plane there all the time, but I don't know where she was on about.
I don't know. I will have to
Who knows?
ask her. I'm not sure.
Okay.
From the light where you are, Amy, it looks pretty sunshiny over there. I'm hoping the light stays. It's actually getting like darker slowly.
Yeah.
But it's quite bright for the time.
Well, the sun sets at like 9, and you could always run and put your light on. It's not.
Well, the light's right behind me, so I can just go shoot off and
There you
turn it on
go.
and then come back. Ow, that was my hand.
Good.
It's good.
All right. We're sunshine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hello, everyone, and hello to the people who are watching us on Twitch. Welcome, welcome. We have a guest today for our Throwback Thursday, and that is Amy. She's in the UK. Amy, would you just tell everyone your name and what you're into?
So my name's
Where are you from?
Amy. I do makeup on Instagram, and I'm from the UK. And my Instagram is Amy_Bleach. If anyone wants to check it out, and I just do makeup basically.
Just do
Awesome.
makeup. Just do makeup.
Just do makeup.
She does epic makeup,
Oh.
as you will see when you check out her social links.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just want to welcome everybody. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Paula, for being on this episode. And of course, I'm Lauren Brown. And for today's Throwback Thursday, let's talk a little bit about what Throwback Thursday is on a whole. So Throwback Thursday is where we like to introduce to the public and talk about technology as it was, as it is, and what it will look like with the future of artificial intelligence. So we'll pick anything. It could be, how you, make toast in the morning, to something like travel, lifestyle, and in this case, we're talking about makeup for today. So we're going to look back first at what makeup was and all the things that brought us to here, and then we're going to talk about what the future of makeup will look like in a world with AI. And Amy, of course, we're going to throw to you and ask you questions, and you just tell us what you think. Again, there are no right or wrong answers in this.
No.
And for our viewers, do comment in our chat and let us know what you think, what your responses are. What do you think of the past and makeup choices in the past? What you see for the future. So do not hesitate to comment, reach out. We love interaction. And again, we are Arghon. We are an artificial intelligence company, and we have an AI. Don't just take our word for it when we talk about all the wonderful things AI can do. Actually go and check us out at arghon.com and follow us on social media. That's at Arghon AI. You can see it somewhere in the corner here. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Arghon AI and youtube.com/Arghon. All right. So welcome, everyone. We're going to start with a bit of a look back. And so I'm just getting everything set up. Jess, if you could just drop the little comment.
Yeah, I've done it.
I've
done it already.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Listen, she's on it. She's on it. All right. So let's talk about past, present, future. Makeup is actually has been a part of the human existence for as long as we have been in existence. It's part of our decorative creative sense as a species. And it's evolved over many, many years. When we look back really to original African cultures, we have a lot of use of natural materials and plants and different things to make pigments. And you still see a lot of that usage today, obviously with different materials to create beautiful, decorative, traditional face ornamentation, body ornamentation. And oftentimes it's been used as symbolism. When we look at European culture and then broader culture, global culture, we've had life and society has gone through many different phases. So makeup originally, let me know, Jess, is the visual of the thingy up?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. I'm going to follow along here. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, what you're looking at is a picture of a makeup kit that actually is around 2,000 years old, over 2,000 years old, and was part of the sarcophagus makeup set for a mummified person in Egypt. And you can see that beauty was really a big part of culture, so much so that people wanted to be buried for, the afterlife. They could glam up and look pretty. And so, there has been a long culture, and we can see when we look archaeologically at various cultures around the world that there wasn't just pottery, but that pottery oftentimes were makeup supplies and makeup holding and bottles and kits and gels. And so humans have always used oils, pigments, dyes to decorate. We see in the Middle East, right, and North African and African cultures, you had kohl and different things for the eyes. Palettes, there are palettes found in the pyramids that were dating as far back as 10,000 BC. In Babylon, people curled their hair. They used eyeshadow, eyeliner. In Greece, around the 4th century BC, Grecian women would paint their faces with white lead and crushed mulberries to create, rouge for their lips or blush. The Roman Empire also used makeup, and they'd include things like honey and wheat and eggs to create, to pale out their complexion or to create, again, something decorative for the eyes. And then when you move forward and you're talking about 17th century, makeup became very heavy. And when you look at that kind of Elizabethan makeup with a very stark white face, no eyebrows, and you look at Asian cultures as well, right, where the women would often pale the face, and you see it in a lot of the original silk screen paintings. You see the kind of makeup that the women wore. And so makeup has very much been a part of the human's historical context to the present. As we look at today, you have more, basically what happened with makeup is it went from being a kind of status, like overt status, visual, strong face altering aesthetic to kind of a more natural look. So when we get from the 19th to the 20th century, we see that it looks more, while foundations might have been to lighten the skin or powder out the skin, matte out the skin, you saw more of the actual facial features. And it was less about, say, covering smallpox scars and now more about just enhancing what you have, whether it means you thin the eyebrows to create a shape or, you're adding on a certain kind of blush or other detail. But one of the things that has also been a part of the progression of makeup is the materials. What goes into the production side, right? So as I said before, some women would use lead, right? Some makeup products in the past created lead. But what we've also seen with makeup is that even as the aesthetics have changed, what's also changed are the chemicals, the scientific techniques behind that go into composing and creating makeup. So makeup has switched to, Jess, can you move on to the next image?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. So yeah, so that's again another example of kind of the traditional makeup, and you still see that in use today. But also, as we've moved on, we've kind of moved towards a more scientific approach to makeup, to looking at the chemical components. So we've gone to as you study makeup and as you look at what goes into the production of it, you start to focus on things like materials, on what are the chemicals, what are the elements that are going into this. And so there's also been the progression of makeup has involved the use of much more natural materials. So that's, beeswaxes, honey, food safe dyes and whatnot. All of these things have been a part of the progression. Jess, can you move forward?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that brings us to where we are today. Makeup is right now used as a form of expression in various ways, whether that be, I want to show that I'm a very professional, put together person, or maybe I'm on a stage, so it's a little more theatrical. But the general purpose of makeup, which is to communicate a place in society and your belonging in society, has not changed. And as a result, the purchasing habits are very similar to what they have been. In fact, again, all that's happened is that it's become far more scientific. There's a greater emphasis on, sourcing your materials, making sure you have the right materials, making sure that you have colors that match or that are for a broader swath of users of skin tones. And so we have at present a very nuanced and intricate and varied makeup industry that allows for many people to participate. We've moved from an overtly traditional perspective where in different places, different looks were, the norm and passed down from generation to generation, and that still occurs. But there's also been, with the advent of things like the internet, mass media, we've seen technology shift what people identify as beautiful, but also what makeup people are aware of. We see now that people will be buying Korean skincare even if they're in the U.S. And so there is a look at makeup now that is far more about how much information can I have and what can I do with it? What can I make? How can I apply it? So, Jess, if you could move on to the next one, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. So yeah, again, a very lab focused beauty industry where we see for larger brands, and we're talking about, the big companies, the ones you see in the department stores, the trajectory from the side of the buyer, the person who's like, I'm going to go and consume. For them, makeup has also shifted. Makeup has shifted because it's gone from a, potion here or there, maybe mixed up by the local, apothecary, right, or made by yourself, to now you have larger companies specializing in makeup production. These larger companies, again, are putting the money behind the labs and creating, working to formulate and create really, effective makeup that lasts long, makeup that is now we see specialization where a makeup is for a certain purpose. And as a buyer now, you have such a plethora of choice. So what are the shopping habits? Typically, people are buying online, but also in person. There's still that need to see, how does makeup play on my skin? What is how does it play with my undertone? Am I a warm? Am I a cool undertone? And also, makeup is not, which is similar to how it's been. We see that there is a shifting now to where more men are being involved in the makeup industry. More men are using makeup. Mm-hmm. It's more about grooming. General beauty standards have shifted to grooming being the emphasis as opposed to just, makeup for attraction. And so we see that there is a larger but also more diverse audience for makeup, and there is a greater awareness of what they can have, right? Because I can go online, I can search something on Ulta or Sephora, or I can go and look on Instagram and discover a new beauty brand. So social media and the internet have democratized what it means to be a shopper, what it means to find the makeup for you. But it also means that there is increased demand on the producers to create something to meet the needs of the various groups. And so before I kind of look into the future, I just want to throw out a question to the ladies that I have here on the call with us. What are your thoughts on the span of makeup and how we've kind of evolved? What about the past do you find, interesting? And what do you think about the present that has been an improvement on the past? Again, no wrong or right answers, but we'll go in the order. We'll do Paula, Jess, then Amy.
Okay. How do I see the past to the present? How has it changed?
Yeah.
a lot of this conversation reminds me of the conversation we had on one of our Throwback Thursdays of clothing, about how, but I'm going to make it in terms of makeup. Makeup in the past, like a long time ago, it was very much made for the specific person. From that, whomever was packing the makeup in the tomb. That was a special kit that she had, probably, curated to her warmth or coolness and her skin tone. And it was very much a singular kind of experience. Moving into throughout the years, makeup is very much a singular experience for a while up until around modern day. Now makeup is something that can be and is enjoyed and consumed and shared in a way that mass production is necessary in this field now, as opposed to before. But going in that same sentiment, I do believe that with the mass production, I think it has opened a lot more people's opportunity up to attain makeup, to be users of makeup themselves. Makeup has taken on a life of its own, where it was to almost, mask certain things. Now people are using makeup to just accentuate natural features. But I mean, makeup it has truly taken an incredible evolution throughout the years, because now people use it as it is another outlet for art and expression and creation, which is a lot of what Amy does as well. And I'm so interested in hearing like her experience in it, going from maybe doing her own makeup to having the palette set for her face, to bringing in different creative outlets into the makeup experience. I think it is truly incredible how makeup has evolved over the years, and I love it. So I mean, I'm always excited when I see people who are so skilled in creating like a whole new experience on their face. So I love that it's taking the themes of the old, but also bringing it to modern day, and using makeup as a creative expression, as well as the times of using makeup to naturally accentuate what we already have. I like the duality of this topic today.
Well said. So Amy, I don't know. I was originally saying for it to go from Paula to Jess to Amy, but if you'd like to kind of just respond, since Paula referenced you.
I definitely agree that it's come a long way in terms of creativity, because in the past it was a very certain look. So if you look at like the 80s, they wore a lot of bright colours and it was all about making yourself stand out. But now it's very much so the Instagram makeup, so it's all about the brows and the flawless skin. And I didn't always see creative makeup growing up. I didn't see people with coloured eyeshadow, but now I see it a lot more. So it's become a lot more inclusive to what people want to show as their style.
Yeah.
Well said. Okay. Jess, what are your thoughts?
So I think one of the big things that has kind of come in recent years especially is sort of people actually care about what's going into their makeup. So back in the day, as you were saying, there was like lead and who knows what else was going into that.
Yeah.
Like imagine, I could not put that on my face. I would...
The norm. That was what everyone.
But exactly, yeah. So now people actually care about what goes into their makeup. So that's really interesting to kind of see, like that the picture I had up where it was, I can't remember what era that's from, but she had that white face and just bright cheeks, right? Yeah. And it's sort of like that was, who knows what was in that makeup. And again, I think makeup back in the day was just for like a select few people. Going off, when we were talking about the whole clothing industry thing back in the day, you know, the whole shopping mall experience was for people with money. So I feel, you know, again, as Amy was saying, it's a lot more inclusive now, especially with Instagram and stuff. People can literally do it from home and people are not scared because they see it all over their feeds. They're like, well, if this person can do it, I can do it. But yeah, definitely I feel like people actually care about what goes in to their makeup these days. And like animal cruelty and stuff like that, people are very like big on that. Again, back in the day, they probably did not bat an eyelid
of it being a thing, really.
No,
because it was. So Paula, did you have something you wanted to say in response to what Jess said?
You know, Jess, it's very good. Every time you say something, it's like my mind gets moved off to something else. But just how different cultures, how they almost had a set way of doing makeup.
Yeah.
I know traditionally that can still be a thing as well, but a lot of the way in which makeup is trending to the future is, yes, still holding on to the past and the traditions of possibly, you know, whatever the culture's makeup standards were back in the day, but also maybe in the day-to-day having a more natural just accentuation of the natural features. I think that has been really exciting to see, just the fact that we're taking a little bit more layers off, you know?
Yeah.
Also seeing the fun in makeup and seeing it as a tool to be creative. I love both sides of it. That you can still use it as a creative outlet, but you know, in the day-to-day, that like fresh face look is something that is like people are going for the no makeup look. Like that's a thing now too.
Oh yeah.
As well as like as well as like the high glam moments. I like that all of the stigma around makeup is being, you know, all of that is just being shed, because at the end of the day, makeup is whatever you make it.
Yeah.
Whatever you make it, that's what it's going to be. So I'm just excited on people owning however they want to use makeup, however they want it to be presented to the world. Like that's what they do. So
and I've noticed, going off of that, like there's more of a community online.
Yeah.
So if
wait, let me stop you before you go.
Okay.
Good point.
Okay.
That leads us into the discussion of the present tense. I want to talk about the present tense, and then we're going to kind of go into that. So if we look at makeup now and where we are now, again, it's been mentioned by these brilliant ladies. We see that the shift in makeup purchasing has gone to the point where the power is in the hands of the buyer, right? So as Jess mentioned, people are more empowered to demand, you know, certain quality and standards from their makeup producers. So things like avoiding animal cruelty, having high quality products, or demanding certain things at a certain time. We want this right now. We want this, you know, a special delivery, you know, see it on the runway, have it here. There has been a shift to a kind of immediacy in shopping. And what we've seen in the present, and I'm going to talk about, say, 20th century all the way through till, you know, our century and now, we've seen a lot of the shopping go from, as was mentioned, that boutique experience specifically for a few, right? Department stores, but only a fairly wealthy people, to department stores expanded, and as well, the median income of the global population increased. So more people could engage in makeup and presentation and focusing on that. And as a result, we find that there's a greater access to makeup. So you have the drugstore makeup, you know, the brands you find in your local pharmacy, to the, you know, high end, maybe you buy it at a department store, or maybe you go to an individual makeup company's boutique and you might have, let's say, a custom lipstick made, or a specific foundation matched. And so we take what you see in the image at the bottom of the screen, which is that very technical, chemistry-focused perspective, that scientific approach to beauty and beauty creation now means that the user has greater access and influence on what they're wearing and how they're wearing it. And again, it's about presenting the self in whatever way that means. So if it's an artistic expression or highlighting a certain feature. And again, we see that what's happening is the industry is speeding up. So again, a look will be really popular, or a certain eyebrow shape or eyeliner color will be really popular. But we have these really quick trends where, okay, now we want to try a glowy look or a new matte lipstick. Am I right, ladies? Is this something that you've seen?
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. So given that now, talking about the present, before we leap off into the future and all the wonderful things and the way that technology is going to advance that, talking about right now, a few questions. One, what is your preferred makeup item? Two, what do you think about the fact that makeup kind of can be accessed from anywhere? And three, where do you get your makeup? So I'm going to throw that to Amy first, if you are okay with that, and then Jess and Paula.
Yeah. So my preferred makeup item, I really do love foundation. I can't go without it. It's just, I just like the idea of having that all skin looking all the same and it just looking polished. I actually can't remember the other question.
So the other question was, go ahead.
Where do you buy your makeup from? And I don't know what the first question was.
The other one is just, what are your thoughts on makeup as it is now, the industry, the space, and how people buy?
Okay, so I prefer to buy my makeup online if I know what the product is. So if I have a certain foundation or a certain palette that I really like and I use over and over again, I prefer to buy that online. So if I'm looking to test new products, then I like to go in store and actually talk to a professional, because I'm still learning as well, and I find it really hard to find foundation matches. I feel like that is something that people struggle with.
Yeah.
So I prefer to go online for things like eyeshadow, but in store for things like foundation.
Yeah, I think foundation and stuff can be quite intimidating. I think I've had a conversation with Lauren and Paula off stream when we're just chatting, and I said that once I find a foundation, I find it really hard to then move on to another one, because I know it works. So then I'm like, if I move on, it's going to be awful. It's not going to match. So
yeah. Once you find that great thing, you want to hold on for dear life and buy multiple.
Just want to keep it.
Yeah. Paula, what do you think?
One of my favorite makeup items, I love mascara, like a good mascara, and I love lipstick, which is funny because, I'm gonna say maybe 4 years ago, I didn't really wear lipstick. I'd wear like either a balm or like it was always super clear. So it's funny now that I always have a bold brown or like a dark lip, because 4 years ago I didn't even really wear lipstick. I wore like I don't know what like a lip balm, like Burt's Bees. I only used to wear that.
Well, we evolve, right?
We do evolve, and like I'm happy now that my lips can be accentuated.
So where are you buying your lipsticks?
I'm a department store gal. Not a department store. No, that's like bougie makeup. No, I like normal stores.
So like a pharmacy, drugstore kind of.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, not department stores. No, but I really appreciate that makeup is just there and you can just buy it. And to be quite honest, I know when the seasons change, you would hope to have like a summer and a winter. My schedule has been crazy and I can't always find that summer winter. So sometimes I do lean on the fact that some of these makeup brands have technologies in them to kind of like get you close enough to your skin shade. But I do appreciate that no matter what your budget is or your time, like sometimes you can't be fit for makeup always. So I appreciate that it's still something that is available to all. Yeah, but I am.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No. What were you
Yeah.
gonna say?
So the question I was going to ask her, what are your thoughts on the industry at present, on where you can buy, but also what's on offer, what is available in this market, and the ways that we've kind of seen a shift, right, in what's available, who's selling, and the language around makeup.
Yeah.
So on that.
My thoughts on that. Again, I do appreciate that makeup is easy to obtain no matter your price range.
Yeah.
But with the varying price range, you definitely do get a different makeup experience. So what is actually going into the products? As much as we are aware of the harmful chemicals and additives and preservatives that are put in our makeup today, I do believe that it's still something that is like, well, we've done our makeup like this for 40 years and people have bought it, things have been fine, so why do we really need to change? I do believe that the changes to a more natural makeup, whatever you're putting on your skin, because again, skin is your biggest organ on your body. I do believe that having something more natural on your skin is really important. As I say that, I know none of the stuff I use is natural or of natural origin, but like I want to get more into that. It really is taking the time to find something that works with your skin tone, and sometimes companies that may be cutting edge for the natural products may not have my shade of brown. It's like sometimes there always has to be that give and take, unfortunately, in the makeup industry today. But there are brands such as Fenty Beauty out there that are making it more inclusive for all of us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's I am optimistic for the future of makeup. But right now, we all understand that makeup could be a little bit cleaner for everyone, cleaner and more. So the cleaner makeup still be affordable. So it still be something that can be accessed by all.
Right.
Amy, I just have a really quick question. Like, what do you look for in makeup products? That maybe makeup in your day-to-day makeup, are those different than the products you look for in your more dramatized looks?
So for my day-to-day makeup, I prefer it to be more affordable because I go for it quicker when I'm using it every day. So I definitely prefer it to be more affordable and definitely suiting for my skin type because I can be quite oily. So it's really hard for me to find products that don't make me look shiny over like a couple of hours. So that is what I mainly look for. And then with my bigger, more dramatic looks, I just look for quality really because I need the pigmentation to be able to get the bold statement. So I look for quality over everything when it comes to my bigger looks.
Nice.
Quality over everything. Yeah. And I'm in agreement. Jess, did you answer this question already? Jess, please share with us.
So it'll be a big shocker, but my go-to cannot live without is how I interpreted it. Makeup is obviously my eyeliner. Come on, that Kat Von D tattoo liner. It just makes life so much easier, honestly, ladies. If you try that eyeliner, you will be doing these wings.
Yeah.
So that is my.
Yes.
What was that?
Tempt me.
Do it. But yeah, I think as kind of Amy was going into, I think people want sort of affordable stuff. So I believe when you kind of go into over here, we have like Superdrug, Boots, stuff like that. I think people will be more happy to go in store for those kind of things. And once they know what they've got, like me with my foundation, then maybe order online. But I think, Amy brought up a really good point for if it's like palettes, like eyeshadow, stuff like that, that you can kind of use in all different types of way. I think people feel comfortable with ordering that online. Whereas if it is foundations and, you know, they don't have the correct shade for you, you're going to then have to send it back. But then it gets into that whole thing of, oh, I've tested some, can I send it back? So now you've wasted however much money. You know, it's not as bad when it is the more affordable ones, but if it is, you know, a bigger brand, you're going to be quite annoyed with that. But Roshana B has just put, my favourite is mascara. It makes me look made up without anything else. And then Megan Cav has always put, I love the Kat Von D eyeliner. It's a must. See? It is a must. You don't like it?
I didn't like it. You're gonna hate me for that, but I didn't like it.
What about it you like? Was it the formula? Was it the way that it went on the skin?
I found it quite dry. When I tried to, I felt like it was pulling on my eye when I was put it on.
Oh, it does not do that to me.
It was quite dry, my one.
See, the reason why I like the Kat Von D eyeliner and I stick with it is because where I have hooded eyelids, if I try anything else that's more sort of like a felt tip type formula, it then transfers on the top. So I just feel like the Kat Von D eyeliner does perfect because, again, it doesn't transfer up. Yeah. So that's why I personally go for it, just because, again, my personal face, you know.
Again, that's...
Yeah, where maybe other people, like yourself, Amy, you might find it doesn't mesh well with your skin. So I find that's quite interesting.
Yeah. And we see here just in this conversation that uniqueness that we're talking about, right? The way that, you know, one thing that works for another person doesn't work for the other for different reasons, right? It might be, again, we've got, you know, a certain facial feature requires a certain chemical response, whereas Amy, as she said, she might have oily skin, so something very drying might be too different a chemistry situation where reactions, different results are achieved, and so you end up needing this kind of specialization. And also you can find that, you know, just having, as you say, you have hooded eyes, Jess, so do I, right? And so I very much hooded eye fam, but again, so that feature will make certain makeup choices a favorite, where someone else is like, I'm not focusing on that feature. Therefore, my big thing is, you know, lips or eyes. And I see that we actually have another comment on here. Ashy D95, hello.
Hi, Ashy D, welcome back.
So they say, hello. Do you think that the age of social media has affected the buyer's consumption in makeup? And I will leave that to my panel here to answer before I give a response.
I'd be interested to see what Amy says about this.
Yeah, seriously.
What is the question again? Sorry, it didn't go through.
Has social media affected buyers' consumption of makeup? So, like, has it affected how people buy or what they buy or where or when?
Definitely. I think so, because if someone, to say a company, brings out a new product, they're obviously going to advertise that everywhere, and then they're going to get influencers or these people that they send it to promote that. And sometimes there's not honesty within the media. So if you've got 50 influencers telling you that this is the best foundation they've ever tried, then that's going to market them towards buying this foundation.
Right.
And it may not suit everyone else. So social media definitely has a big part on what people buy, because if it's talked about, a lot of people are going to gravitate towards that item. So it's definitely a case of popularity and what these influencers are talking about.
Yeah,
I think, because especially if it's influencers that you trust and, you know, you like their feeds, if you see them kind of doing their ads and you trust them, then you think, oh, hang on, they kind of look like me, you know, they've kind of got the same fashion sense, so surely it should work on me. But I agree. I think it's definitely influencers help the whole advertisement thing now, because it's almost like free advertising, but it's not. Obviously they get stuff out of it, but what I mean is it's not like your stereotypical, you know, go buy this on TV type thing. But I think, again, it just shows that it's really easy to get makeup online now. So, you know, there's a lot of brands kind of in the UK and vice versa in the US that maybe for years people were like, oh, I really want that, but now I have to go through a US website and I have to pay all this shipping and I have to do this. Where now, especially in the recent year or so, I find that going online and, you know, getting those big US brands, they now have websites over or where you can order from the UK. So I think that's probably helped, is having, you know, the need or the want for it. All these influencers are kind of talking about it. So then they're like, well, the people want it, so we're going to give it to them. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do believe social media has played a huge role in the past, what, like 5 years, 4 years of how makeup is consumed. I do believe that for not only the makeup brands, but for the people who are, you know, being paid to advertise, it's money well spent. You know, for the money that's earned but from the influencer, you know, putting on a lipstick and saying to buy it, you know, they have gained monetarily, but also for the actual makeup brand not having to deal with a brick and mortar situation and going fully online saves millions of dollars a year. So it really is a win-win situation in how, you know, makeup is being consumed via social media. You know, I feel like that's how a lot of makeup brands in the past 4 years have been started. So, oh wait, people are buying this lip gloss or eyeshadow, and I've just put it on. Like, I can make my own formula and get both ends of the money. Like, I don't have to pay an influencer, and I don't have to pay for a brick and mortar store. So, like, let's get this money, you know? That's a great question. That's a great question. But
Jess, you look like you wanted to pop in with a comment.
Yeah, that just reminded me of something as well. It's like social media makes it so easy sometimes, like Instagram now. You don't necessarily have to go out of the app, go on to, you know, your internet app. You can literally click on and then you can pretty much purchase it all within the app kind of thing. Yeah. So again, it just makes it so easy because people don't want to work for things. So you're like, well, if I can go on there, get the link straight away.
Once and I've already bought it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Social media almost makes it too easy to consume these things, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I just bought 6 lip glosses. Did I need 6 lip glosses? Well, they're already being shipped.
And we've just got a comment as well. Rashona B said, yes, I never really search for makeup when I'm online shopping, but for some reason, every time I'm on Instagram, I find myself looking through Instagram makeup shops. So yeah, she's on the same wavelength as me.
True.
Yeah. For me, it's a similar thing of I'm a little crazy. Like, I will try a foundation online, or not a foundation, but like a concealer or something. But I find that just go in store and then you have to get, you know, you don't make any mistakes. And yeah, that experience of that influence, that social media influence is something to behold, right? Because as Rashona B said, you can be looking, you know, at a picture of a whale off the coast of Australia, and then you're going to be presented with a new makeup brand that has something that is designed for you based on all of the cookies and tracking that they've done. And therefore you're like, I'd actually buy this. Whereas usually what I find is that it's what we've seen in the process of purchasing makeup, and I'm going to use this as a transition towards the future. But what we find in the process of makeup is that there's an increasing speed to which you can purchase something. You can see something and you can get it almost within the same breath. It might take some time for shipping if it's not, you know, a place that does a 1 hour ship locally, you know, thing. But that experience of being able to get makeup, have it here, see it on the celebrity, and say, okay, I want that. Now I have that look. I just purchased an element of that person's aura or persona. There's an increasing impact for the influencers. There's an increasing impact of social media, on the algorithms, the way that we consume makeup, the way that we think about makeup. People think about makeup in a way that they've never thought about it before, not just from the creativity perspective, but just the frequency at which we are aware of, oh, that person's eyebrows look great. I wonder if that was Anastasia Beverly Hills. Oh, that looks so good. Maybe that was Benefit, et cetera, et cetera. What we find is that there is an increasingly more informed consumer just because of the increased exposure and access. And so I want to talk a little bit about the future. Artificial intelligence is an amazing thing. When you have an AI like Arghon, Arghon, as we like to describe it, is an artificial intelligence super companion. It is a lifestyle enhancing companion. So that means whatever your lifestyle is now, push it up by, infinity. And that is the experience. Arghon, you communicate, you talk to it, it understands you, it learns about you, and it's able to present things to you with your permission. And because of that, what we're talking about when we talk about AI is an AI that has a relationship to you, that understands your wants, your needs, your size, maybe your skin tone, etc. And because of that, when you look at AI and the makeup industry, we actually see a future in which makeup is kind of revolutionized, both on the consumption side and then on the production side, the people making the makeup. And so if we're looking at the future, what is that like? Let's talk about technology. Right now, we have chemists in labs, similar to the photo you see on the bottom of the screen, that basically are able to break down makeup into its various molecular components. So, how much water is in a formula, how much oil is in a formula, how quickly do pigments decay, how long can they be preserved in a bottle to last for, a year. Usually when you look at makeup packaging, it'll say good for, 18 months. And that knowledge is gained from a lab where they studied the pigment, they studied how long it lasts under UV light, atmospheric conditions, etc. So what we're seeing now is an extremely research and development heavy makeup industry. And because of that, we're also seeing products when ads are saying, well, we know our makeup will last 24 hours. What they've done is they've tested that makeup on skin over the course of however many, trials. And they actually know, okay, this is reactive this way. This is reactive that way. This is less reactive. So we're going to go with that. But additionally, there are other technologies outside of just the chemistry that influence makeup and that are going to have a larger influence on makeup. We have something called spectral imaging or hyperspectral imaging. And what that is using essentially a camera that is able to take a picture, but instead of it being the picture that you and I can see with our eyes, it's a picture that's able to look at the chemical structure of something, to know how much of certain elements are involved in whatever is being photographed. And so we find that that's really great and useful in dermatology, right? Okay, we know this person's skin is extremely oily, and we know that they produce a large amount of, sebum, or maybe they have extremely dry skin and there's an underproduction of a certain oil, or maybe, et cetera. You're able to look at all of those elements. And when we look at dermatology as a whole, you also have the analysis happening where people are actually testing what things work well with the skin, right? Like how hyaluronic acid is kind of a very popular thing because it's a molecule that actually attracts moisture to itself, humectants. In the past, older makeup, well back into the centuries, we'd see honey was used a lot. Honey is similarly a humectant where you use it and it sucks water molecules out of the air and holds it into itself. And so you're seeing these various chemical components. We're using science now. We're using imaging technology. We're using chemistry to change how we make makeup. So we make super makeup that is, you can cry, you can laugh, you can go through a hurricane. It'll last. Heat, sun flashes, photo shoots, it'll last. Right? Or you want to look like you have nothing on? Well, this will, affect the way the skin's, response is to whatever. So you have a more rosy complexion or so on. So you have technology on that side, but you also have technology like artificial intelligence, like the internet, that changes the consumption side. So let's look at the AI and how it changes the consumption side. If my artificial intelligence is my super companion, what does that mean? That means that I'm able to talk to it casually the way I'm talking to all of my panelists here. It means that I am, if I need something, I can just say to my AI, in this case, I'm referring to Arghon, and I say, hey, Arghon, I'm out of eyeliner, right? And now my AI goes, okay, I understand the context. Again, this is a super companion, so he understands the context. Eyeliner doesn't mean, you know, the line of my eye. It means the makeup instrument that you use to, you know, accentuate the eye or whatever else. And so out of, wait a second, would you like me to purchase a new eyeliner for you? Yes, actually purchase it in shade, you know, deep plum, because that's what I'm out of. Or I know I'm out of deep plum, but I actually want turquoise, so can you get turquoise? All right, purchase that for you. Now you have the eyeliner. But let's look at what's different about this compared to the current method, which is using our laptop screens or our mobile phones. Mm-hmm. What's different about this is, if you notice, I didn't look at a screen at any point. I simply spoke. Mm-hmm. I spoke to my AI. Right now, so much of shopping involves you having to stare at a screen to get what you need. Mm-hmm. Right? So much of shopping involves, if I don't have my phone, I can't do it. If I'm not on my laptop, I can't do it. But what we're seeing and what's happening when you talk about artificial intelligence commerce, it's a level beyond e-commerce, where you're no longer having to search something up on the browser. You have an AI that understands what your preferences are. Okay, you like all natural products, or you like long-lasting products, or you like highly engineered scientific products. All right, well, given that, we've got this group of producers who can get this to you. But let's talk about the fact that, okay, you're not looking at a screen, but maybe you still want to see what you're buying. Well, I don't know if you ladies have seen this before or done this before, but there is something called virtual try-on technology. And you see that a lot with sunglass stores, where you can go and put a picture in, and then you have whatever sunglass frame, shape, style, color you want. Actually, they'll impose it onto your face so you can see it. Well, you can do the same thing with makeup, especially with an AI that knows your face, knows what you look like. And so you have a melding of a visual experience where you can see it, right? And also the AI knowing, okay, well, you have oily skin, so let's toss that out. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's find this product that works with, you know, dry skin. And therefore you're purchasing, and, you know, that's hyper customization. But what did I mentioned a few things. So we have the speaking, being able to just tell your AI, hey, I need this. You have virtual try-on technology, but I didn't mention, how do you see that virtual try-on technology? Well, one of the cool things that about AI is that it's not limited to one device or another. There's something called the Internet of Things, which allows an AI to connect to any type of device that is built to connect to it. So I can have an AI connected mirror or television or a closet door, right? All of them are connected to AI. They might each have a visual or display interface screen, right? And so I'm walking through my house, and, you know, I'm in a rush to get to work, but, you know I need to buy eyeliner, or I need eyeliner delivered to my office so that I can have my eyeliner on before I get to my meeting, but I don't have time to look at my phone. Well, there's no reason why your AI, connected to your home, can't display it on the mirror as you pass by on your way out the door. And so you actually have a very seamless shopping experience for makeup, right? And that changes how we interact with makeup purchasing. Mm-hmm. On top of that, I mentioned spectral imaging. So that is, again, knowing the chemical components of your skin, knowing what the needs are as a result of your skin type. Well, imagine what that's like for the producers. Now I can say, well, I know I exactly need this kind of makeup. But if you're a makeup producer, you're selling in big batch, we're going to say, to the United States, just to keep it in a frame. But obviously the UK is very much a part of this, UK and Europe. So the state of Arizona is a very hot and dry place. And as a result, makeup in Arizona is going to need to be have a certain component or formula in order to function.
Yeah.
So makeup producers can go and say, well, listen, the majority of what we're selling in this space, based on the spectral imaging, based on the analysis that person's AI did of them, and the kinds of products they're buying, we're seeing that region, they want all of this. They want this product. They want the hyaluronic acid. They want the so on and so forth. And then that becomes for the producer easy access. They know exactly what to get, what to produce, and where to ship it to, so that when we are no longer on our social media on our phone, but we're just living with our AIs. We can, when we say, oh, we need this right away, we saw that on, a runway show, and we want that makeup look. That producer knows exactly what we want and is able to make it to our exact specifications. And so it's what you find is a hyper customization in the future. So that's a lot of information. I'm going to ask you just what your reaction is to that. Ask everyone here. So, and also in the comments, let us know. Remember to, if you want to know more about artificial intelligence and get in on this makeup game early, go to arghon.com. That's ARGHON.com to find out more about this. If you want to be a part of building the technology that makes shopping for makeup possible, our Vision 2020 initiative is the initiative for you. So go to arghon.com/Vision 2020. It's completely free. You learn to code. Whether you've coded before or you've never coded at all, you can go right in and begin from start and then go all the way through to being an AI coder. That extra level, up your game, up your value to the tech economy, and find yourself with a really great career. So definitely go on to vision2020.com. I mean, arghon.com/vision2020 and on it. All right. So yeah, the question to you ladies, I'll state it again, is we look at this hyper customized future with AI. What are your thoughts? What are your reactions to it? And in the comments, let us know what you think as well.
So we did actually get a comment, and my point actually was kind of going off of it, so it works perfectly. So
Right.
Nulia 28, hi, I'm Amy's makeup tutor. Hey.
Hello.
Hey. I have a question that's linked to makeup. Now, on social media, along with makeup, a lot of beauty products are also being advertised to promote the makeup to sit better on the skin. This also pushes buyers to look into brand skincare and makeup products. So where my point was going is what I was kind of saying earlier is that I personally don't like buying different foundations, right? But if my AI knows what my skin type is, my complexion, the brands that I like, it sort of knows all this information and my budget as well, which is really important. How cool is that, just to literally speak to your AI? Again, you don't have to spend hours upon hours doing all of this research, right? Your AI can, in real time, come back with all of these different variations and possibly even reviews and stuff like that. So again, it's like a super companion where you're sort of using it as your friend. So you can kind of say, hey, can you just give me some advice on this, and this, and it will in real time give the results back to you. So I think that's really cool. Again, it doesn't just relate to foundation. Again, it will sort of know what for palettes and stuff, it will know what eyeshadow works well with your eye color, stuff like that. It will know that I've got hooded eyelids. So again, it will know all this information. Of course, privacy, you've got to, allow it to have that information. Yeah. So, and also, no, sorry, Karen.
Okay, I was gonna say that's a really good point, and just because Amy's makeup teacher, right? Makeup teacher is present. Think about from an academic perspective, makeup. Think about what it would be like if you could give those lessons via an AI, right? You can teach AI so that when your students are not in the classroom, they can still be tutored by you, right? Because the AI learns and is able to, hey, okay, just ask Arghon, ask your AI to begin lesson, so on and so forth, and carry people through it. And in fact, that's something that you can do. So that's why we encourage people to go to arghon.com/vision2020, because anybody can be a part of adding to the AI's knowledge base and actually putting that knowledge that you have into Arghon. And of course, give yourself credit. Say, hey, this was made by you know, but it's a great thing to consider as well, because it really ties to not just makeup, but how we learn about makeup.
Yeah. And yeah, again, kind of going off of my first point, again, we went into it on the clothing shopping industry, where it was kind of turning that into a... So you have your mirror there, and again, you can have your friends round, your family round, or again, you can even be doing it via Arghon, you know, but it's making it into this event. And again, for someone that maybe doesn't want to go too far out of their comfort zone, they don't have to purchase all of these items to try it. They can be looking in a mirror and be like, hey, Arghon, show me this, and it will, you know, go on your face, and you can say, hey, that looks great, doesn't look great, or you know, vice versa. You can try all this stuff out with your friends, and I think that's a really cool experience. And again, it saves money.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just makes it so much, yeah, it's just fun. And again, as I was saying earlier, that community, because then again, with your influencers on social media, they can say, hey, this product, so you don't actually have to go out and buy it, you can try it before you buy it.
Right.
So yeah.
Amy, your since your teacher came on to commented. Thank you for your comment, by the way. Tell us what you think, and if you have a response or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that it would be a game changer for the industry, because I know some people can find it quite intimidating to actually walk into a store and say, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
People don't want to admit that they don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
So for people that find it more difficult to, say, if you're a beginner and you want to find the perfect foundation, it would be a lot easier if they can just go to their mirror and say, I want this, but my skin is like this. It would definitely help people in that way. And also, if you're in a rush, like you said, and you needed to go somewhere and you wanted something but you didn't quite know what, you just say, find me an eyeliner, and they'll find you something that is suited to you, and you can try it and it's to your door. I think it would make it a lot more simpler to shop as well for people. And find new items as well, because it could recommend new things that you haven't thought of before that would be suited for you. So it would make people almost want to buy more because they know that it would work because it is suited to your skin type.
Yeah. And like from like an educational point of view, like having an AI be brought in, how do you feel about that? So again, your tutor who's tuning in, like, you know, there might be days where, you know, due to the pandemic, where, you know, you can't be in an actual college or an actual school. So yeah, having an AI, what do you think about that?
And everyone in the comments, let us know what your thoughts. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. So it'll be good for people who are like, if someone's off ill but they don't want to miss out on the lesson, or they can't attend for any reason, it'd be there for them to watch from home without them actually like being in the classroom. So it's safer for everyone else. And I think as well, it could be easier to go on a broader scale. So if people wanted to go to this college but they're too far away, you could say, hey, you can join through the AI, and they can learn from a distance. So it could be really helpful for that.
That is so good.
That's so good. Okay, Amy, you're going to be here every day with us. Every day with us. Talking about artificial intelligence. So good.
There we go.
So good, because it's true. You know, once we get into the topic of artificial intelligence and what it can do in terms of scale. So, I mean, I like that you mentioned that, Amy, because it's like a big picture kind of plan. You know, it can, the possibilities are endless when we think of the scale of how AI can impact the makeup industry. Jess, I'm spurred my brain on again. How we were speaking about the clothing experience and having that virtual, you know, try on kind of situation, like different brands coming in and, you know, presenting their latest collection. If it is a makeup scenario, say, like Amy was saying, you may not be comfortable going into a store and asking them all of your needs for your skin. Don't really know where to start, but if you are in the comfort of your own home, you know, say like Charlotte Tilbury will come in and be like, hi, we are representing this brand, and we would like to try some, you know, different swatches on to see to fit your face for the color that you should choose. And, you know, here are some other palettes that look really good on your cheeks and lips and eyes. And Just truly that individual experience is
Paula,
something that
you hit on I'm going to let you finish, obviously, but you hit on such a great topic when you brought in Charlotte Tilbury. So I want to talk about that when you finish.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That truly individual experience is something that people are looking for in every aspect of their lives. But I mean, for anyone who consumes makeup now and enjoys and appreciates just the experience of what it is, makeup can make you feel all different kinds of ways, but it's so much fun just being able to play that. An experience like that can be for everyone, no matter your price, no matter your budget, no matter what that looks like. Artificial intelligence can help any company out there because, consumers don't just have one price point. To be something that is truly universal and helping up people of all different types of,
background,
economic status, or whatever that is, AI has to be something that adapts to everyone's individual needs. So it makes me excited thinking about the future of AI in the makeup industry, how it can be a curated individual experience no matter what budget you're working with.
Yeah. And see, that's an excellent point. And thank you, ladies, for your responses, because they're all very enlightening. One of the interesting things about what you said, Paula, when you brought up Charlotte Tilbury, is the thought of, one of the great things that makeup that is part of the makeup experience. Hold on one second.
It's okay. It's okay.
We'll do a couple of the comments. So we've got Princess_70 has said, this is so informative. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And then Nelia28, so Amy's tutor again, has put, I think this is the new step forward, especially for online learning, which, is in relation to the education.
It could really help people that can't access a college or a school.
Yeah.
Definitely helpful for that.
I think that's a really good point. And that's sort of what the Vision 2020 initiative is about as well. And why we're on here. Yeah.
Not do something, because it would be there.
Again, That's just such a good point, and I'm really glad that you brought that up, because Vision 2020 and why we're on here is to kind of show people that AI is for everyone. So, again, we're doing an episode about makeup today, so I think that was a really good point. And then Roshana B has put, also shopping can be so overwhelming that having the AI do all the work is just better for me. Agreed.
Yeah, it's true. It's
true.
Yeah, it's true. Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Mine's just going.
Your mind is going. You're on a roll. Go ahead. I'll remember my point.
But going a step further than being like individually fit from a specific company. If that company has chosen to partner with a company such as Arghon, all of those different color palettes and swatches would already be loaded into the system. So all they would actually have to do is sit in front of their mirror and be like, bid me for whatever I need, and please order.
I need a look for tonight. Let's find something that has smoky eye but no lip, or whatever,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so all of this is also talking about service, right? Experience. So much of what makes makeup an intimidating industry is that there's a focus on the output, but not so much the experience of getting to the output, right? And so when you walk into a store, you're overwhelmed. Everyone looks like they know what they're doing, even if they don't. And so therefore you're like, oh, I don't know. I can't ask this question. I can't, and then, okay, maybe you go and you take the leap and then you buy the makeup. And you're like, I don't really know what to do now that I've bought these 14 palettes and spent like my entire paycheck. So okay, what do I do now? And this is a great opportunity for brands to go beyond just posting the YouTube video, which is great, but to go beyond that to let's actually have this AI take you step by step through the application process. All right, you're going to need brush number 5, and you're going to, oh wait, not that brush, that brush. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to do that, and we're going to go the crease of the eye, or we're going to, right on top of the cheekbone. And so you actually are having this service. A makeup company can be more than just we make the product and we hope a few of our makeup artists, put a video out that you're willing to find, that you do find, that you can load.
Yeah.
How about my AI brings it to me and says, would you like me to walk you through, a glamorous night look? Would you like me to walk you through a simple day natural face look? Would you like me to, right? And so it becomes that up level of service. Oh, I just decided to go vegan. Arghon, is this product vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you actually see based on this, there are no elements that come from animals in any way. So yes, this is categorized as vegan.
Yeah.
Right? These things where you can actually more informed make decisions about what goes onto your face and how it goes onto your face or your body. That service level where teaching becomes a part of the service experience behind makeup. It isn't just, I have, the people who make it are in one silo, the people who teach it are in another silo. And I say for the people who are teaching it, that's an opportunity. Yeah. That's an opportunity because you can then say, hey, listen, makeup brand, let me partner with you so you can get some of my tutorials to your user base.
Yep.
Right? Because right now we're experiencing, okay, if I'm an influencer and I do makeup, I have to get it from the brand and I'll do a look, but it'll be on my channel, right? Or it might be on their channel, but again, that's still separate from the purchase experience.
Yeah.
Whereas with the AI, the experience went from the beginning, you were talking to your AI, to I got it via my AI, to now my AI is instructing me through it, right? And all of it is tutorials via, and then you can insert whomever your favorite person is, whether it's Sir John or it's, what's the one that I'm thinking of? Who does, wow.
Are you talking about makeup artists?
Makeup artists, Sir John
Erin Parsons.
There you go.
She just did a really great makeup tutorial with Gigi Hadid, and I was like, oh my gosh, it almost had that thinking about the future with AI experience of, okay, so now you're going to you're gonna take the brush with the eyeshadow and kind of make it like a semicircle in your crease of your lid, and I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know that that's how when you mix eyeshadows and the step-by-step tutorial. I was like, this should be something available to everyone, with like the world's best makeup artists, but like preloaded into something. But AI can definitely do that, can definitely do that.
So that's the amazing thing. I encourage Amy, I encourage you, and I encourage the industry to talk about technology as it relates to makeup, because oftentimes technology can be very much described as like for dudes over there, irrelevant to like art, creativity, expression. But hopefully, as you see in this conversation, there are so many ways in which what we do creatively can mesh with technology, right? Yeah. And that technology is a means to share even more that creative expression. Yeah. And so again, for our audience, I just want to encourage everyone to hear more about makeup and how artificial intelligence is going to change and influence and collaborate with the beauty industry. Do follow us at Arghon AI on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're very responsive. We love to hear chit chat, just like we do here on this stream. So don't be afraid if you see an interesting article or maybe a news item to share that with us. And then on Topic Tuesdays, we'll talk about it. And Throwback Thursdays, we can also discuss it. Mm-hmm. So definitely do that. And to my panelists, I want to just thank you all. Amy, thank you. Jess and Paula, thank you for being on this call today.
Thank you for having me.
For a last word or last thought on this discussion today before we close out.
See, I thought of something going into the whole creative thing, and Amy, this probably relates to you because I know you like to plan your looks ahead. So imagine having an AI that not only can help you kind of find what's right for your complexion, all of those kind of things, but imagine having it there and it recommending stuff to you. So you saying, hey, I want to create this kind of look, like your space theme that you did today on Instagram. Imagine if, Arghon is like, hey, you should use use this because it creates this effect, and maybe you should do this style on your eyes to create, you know, like a planet, etc., etc. Like, I see it in that creative way as well. So Amy, I think that would be something that would be really cool to see.
Yeah, so cool.
What do you Paula, what are your thoughts before we close out?
The future is bright as the brightest fuchsia makeup palette out there. With the relationship of artificial intelligence in the makeup industry, I'm very excited to see the advances that come to this industry. It is something that a lot of creative minds are a part of already. So those creative minds coming together with other creative minds in the AI tech space can only make for a very beautiful experience, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. I am also excited to see generations to come who are into the makeup and getting creative with their makeup and making it really an experience all their own. So thank you so much, Amy, for being that. And I hope a lot of people see this because it was a great discussion, and maybe people's eyes have been opened up to what artificial intelligence is through this.
Amy, what are your final sentiments for us?
I'm definitely interested. I do YouTube on the side, so there's only so much I can put in a 20-30 minute tutorial. So to be able to be there and go through it by each step very in detail could just be a different way of learning, because I'd love to be able to go in detail and tell people what they want, but not everyone wants an hour-long video of me telling you how to put on eyeshadow properly. So for people that want to access it, I think it would be a really cool thing to do, and it's something I'm definitely interested in. Now I've heard about it, it's got me thinking a lot about what I could do.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, thank you. I mean, that's what we aim to do here. We aim to encourage, to teach, and to show that artificial intelligence, AI, tech in general, really does have applications in so many different areas and in so many different ways. So thank you for being a part of us sharing that message. And so for all of our viewers, again, be sure to follow Arghon AI to learn more about what we have going on, and visit our website. Sign up for Arghon. It's completely free, arghon.com, and get your super companion, connected to you today. And for the learning initiative, to learn to code, to get into the system, to be a part of building the future of AI, arghon.com/Vision 2020. And Amy, can you one more time give everyone your social handles so they can follow you?
So it's Amy_Bleach on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I'm also Amy Bleach on YouTube.
There you go. And be sure to share this. Be sure to follow us here on Twitch, friend us, and share this with your community, because that's how we get the word out. That's how people learn that there's so much more to this space. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow for the AI Roundup, where we talk about all the cool stuff that we went into, as well as a look at the future for next week. All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye.